We begin, though, with new information in the search for an answer as to why a gunman killed 58 people in Las Vegas. Officials say that they have recovered a total of 47 firearms from 3 different locations, including the hotel room at the Mandalay Bay Hotel that Stephen Paddock used to stage the massacre. They also seized weapons from his home in Mesquite, Nevada, along with a 3rd location. The weapons were purchased in Nevada, Utah, California, and Texas. Officials also revealed that Paddock had 12 bump-fire stocks in the hotel room, which would have allowed him to modify a semi-automatic weapon to fire rapidly, much like a machine gun.
The question is, why are these legal?
Why do you need this?
Why
There's no reason.
Why are these
actually
legal? Why can you get these for $40?
Unless you want to murder people.
I still haven't seen over the past 24 hours a good justification for these being illegal when their sole purpose, their sole purpose for their existence is to turn a legal weapon into a weapon that performs like an illegal weapon, a weapon that has been banned, except in the most extreme circumstances.
To see if the president addresses this. I don't know, side note, if you saw the PR video that Donald Trump Jr. did promoting silencers for a company. Police are investigating the leak of photos showing the aftermath of their raid on Paddock's hotel room and slammed a German newspaper which published them. The images showed a busted down door on the ground filled with bullet holes, as well as a single weapon resting on the floor, positioned on a gun stand. Police say that 2 cameras were located in the hallway, which they say allowed Paddock to watch officers for security approach his room. They say another camera was placed in the room's peephole. And the department has released a 3-minute compilation from body cam footage of officers arriving at the scene of the shooting. You can hear gunfire rain down as officers scramble to seek cover and try to get civilians to safety. Officials revealed that Paddock fired his weapon on and off for 9 to 11 minutes and then hunkered down in his room as police converged. Speaking at a briefing last night, Las Vegas police officials discussed one of their own lost, trying to protect people from that gunfire.
I want to mention that one of those brave people was the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Officer Charleston Hartfield. Officer Hartfield was at the Route 91 concert that night along with his wife when shots rang out. Even though Officer Hartfield was at the concert as a civilian, he immediately took action to save lives. In that moment, he was acting as a police officer. He ultimately gave his life protecting others. Officer Hartfield was an 11-year member of the LVMPD and leaves behind a wife and 2 children. We're very grateful for his sacrifice.
Also in that police briefing, the Clark County coroner announced that the death toll has been revised to 58, noting that the 59th person killed was the killer. And breaking overnight, Mary Lou Danley, the companion and former roommate of Stephen Paddock, has returned to the United States. This footage obtained by NBC shows the 62-year-old Danley at Los Angeles International Airport being pushed in a wheelchair. Multiple law enforcement sources familiar with the investigation confirmed that she was escorted by FBI agents. It was not clear where she is going. This as we learn more details about where she's been. NBC can confirm that Danley arrived in the Philippines from Japan on September 15th, more than 2 weeks before the assault took place. Travel records indicate she arrived in Hong Kong for a 4-day visit on September 22nd, and then at about 10 p.m. last night, she arrived in Los Angeles from Manila. Investigators revealed yesterday that Paddock wired $100,000 to his girlfriend's home country last week, though it was not known whether the money was for her or her family or for another purpose. Yesterday, Paddock's brother reacted to the news.
The $100,000 for Mary Lou, and it's what I sent back. I mean, I'll just try to say what I said before. That's the Steve I know. That's something that makes sense. Steve would have wanted to take care of Mary Lou. Now, this is I may be wrong for the day because I haven't talked to Mary Lou.
Willie?
If you listened to the sheriff speak last night at that press conference, you could hear the frustration and even the heartbreak in his voice that no one picked up on what was clearly now a meticulously planned operation by this guy, that this took weeks and in fact months to buy all the weapons, to get the money together. to put cameras out in the hallway, to set up the way he set up, to have the do not disturb sign on his door for 3 days. I'm not holding the hotel responsible because you don't go into the room if the sign's in the door. But from the girlfriend to anybody he came in contact with, for nobody to have seen anything and been suspicious about what he was up to, it's tragic.
Yeah, and this was, Harold, meticulously planned. I mean, please, the girlfriend, how would the girlfriend not know that this guy is accumulating
Stockpiling all these
an
weapons.
arsenal of weapons? What are we up to now? 40, how many?
47, I think.
47 weapons?
Look, I think as the facts come out, we're all going to be more and more disturbed by it. And she evidently had some touch points over a period of time in my hometown of Memphis, the girlfriend of Paddock. And it's unclear that there's no connections to anyone in Memphis. But it's just, I think the more this comes out, as hours go by, to Willie's point, not only will that police officer the police should be frustrated, but I hope it frustrates members of Congress and members of the Senate and others and annoys them to the point that they may want to act on some of the legislation around gun safety that clearly needs to be acted upon.
We did hear, Joe, last night some early whispers from people like Lindsey Graham and John Thune, who it feels like didn't quite know bump stocks were legal, and they said we need to take a look at that because that, in effect, as you said, is a loophole.
Yeah.
Right.
That these weapons are illegal except for some extreme cases, but they suddenly become very accessible if all you have to do is buy a bump stock and put it on a semi-automatic rifle.
$40.
And the president heads to Las Vegas today. We'll see how that goes. We're going to.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.